Seinen Manga that deserve more love. So this is a follow-up to the overrated shonen series, but for this one, decided to do it a little bit differently because with Seinen Manga, they don't really get talked about as much as shonen. So it would be nice to do kind of like a sort of antithesis to like the overrated and give and do a tournament list of saying manga that we feel like people should be reading this and giving it more acknowledgement compared
With
to some
like
of the
we have so many underground names who deserve my love, like Vinland Saga, Berserk,
yeah.
Kingdom, Vagabond.
And that's
Something.
kind of ironic, but we do have like sorry to interrupt you, Anar, but we do have like a nice balance of like underground and I would say like the more well known, because obviously we're gonna have the more well known ones on the list as well, but some underground ones as well are nice to have.
I'm just here to trash on mangaka's work.
Yeah, of
Imagine
course.
putting your heart into something, and then just a random German guy thinks you can hate on it, who has zero skills in this
Yeah.
regard.
Yes, and Midnight Sparkle, if you're watching, yes, Anarbor is our resident German arsehole.
Hello,
Yeah.
I am the guy who's not being accepted into art school.
Yeah. Yeah, so Vex will be joining us at some point when they get home, and hopefully Pie Jams will drop by as well. But anyway, so we're gonna start off this because we had the round one bracket where we had the Naoki Urasawa, who is the mangaka of Monster and 20th Century Boy. We had Takehiko Inoue, the mangaka of Vagabond and Slam Dunk, who ended up winning that round. We had Shuzo Oshimi, the mangaka of Blood on the Tracks and Flowers of Evil, and Kat Shuryu, the mangaka of Akira. So for the first round, I'd say I got two of the most well-known ones with Monster and Vagabond, and I don't know how many people know when they see the Akira movie that it actually comes from the manga. I feel like a lot of people just think it comes from the movie. Hey, Shonen OG's here. Hello.
Yo.
Yeah, but a lot of people, I would say a lot of people would more associate Akira with the movie than the manga.
Yes, because I think the Akira movie was one of the first anime, like the first big adult-oriented anime movie that came outside of Japan. That's why that would explain that.
Of course. All right. So yeah. In regards to the series themselves, like with Urasawa, obviously anybody who knows me and Vex knows we adore Urasawa's works, like Monster and 20th Century Boys. And I feel like at some point, like if Vex is up to it, we might probably do like a Monster versus 20th Century Boys because of them being like his like the ones who people debate like what is his magnum opus? Is it Monster and 20th Century Boys? I would say off the top of my head, I'd still prefer Monster over 20th Century Boys. I feel like the problem with 20th Century Boys for me personally is that I feel like it did go on a little bit too long in hindsight, whereas Monster I felt like was just the right length for telling that story.
As someone who is not read both of our series, they are on the list. Nobody scream. I like it that we are like saying what is worse, a 9 out of 10 or a 9 out of 10.
No, Monster is a 10 out of 10.
I think speaking community from the like broader community, I think 20th Century was a bit more popular from what I heard.
Yeah, I would say it's a bit more popular, but that's because it probably might be due to the genre as well, because 20th Century Boys is more of a sci-fi mystery, whereas Monster is more like a horror psychological mystery.
Yeah,
kind
in
of
Germany. Monster is literally just Germany, the manga.
Yeah, because Monster literally takes place in Germany.
Listen,
Which
Johann I had like 10 neighbors, they were all like Johann.
Yeah, which I am surprised you have not. You of all people have not read Monster or even watched it yet, considering it is a manga based in your country. You would think that would be
Listen,
one of the first things you would read.
listen. Just because something plays in Germany does not make me obliged to read this shit or watch this shit. I have zero interest in Germany and other media, right? I hate this country with my heart, like every German does.
Okay.
We are not patriotic in the slightest in that regard. It has maybe something to do with 1943 to 1945. That's my second World War II reference of today.
Yeah, fair enough. So anyway, words.
Words
So
are hard.
also on this list we have the author of Vagabond, who, like I said, ended up being the winner and also wrote Slam Dunk, and this is one of the series that I have not read. I've a lot of the series that are on this list I have dabbled into, but there are some that I've not
Top
got
Arceus.
yet. And Vagabond is one of the. Now I have seen the artwork. The artwork for Vagabond is phenomenal. Like, what have you read Vagabond, or at least
I of course have read Vagabond in like 2 days, and this has like 200 chapters or so.
Well, what would you say is better artwork? It just in a broader scope, Berserk or Vagabond?
Both are great for different reasons. I like in Vagabond, I like movement and just the choreographic more. But subjective looking, I would always say Berserk is better for me, just because it has like a more static that talks to me more.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. And also as well, obviously Vagabond has been on hiatus for nearly a decade now. But I think it's been over a decade, has it?
I think it's no. I think it's 8 years now. If I remember right, I am not sure myself.
Vagabond hiatus chart.
But we got the last chapter. He sat down, wrote the last chapter, but we are missing like the last like 50 chapters in between.
Yeah. Oh my god! It nearly is a decade because of the fact that it went on a hiatus in 2015. So it is also Alicia's part German as well. Lol.
Yeah, I've read that shit. We have a German gang.
Higher Arceus rules. Sup. Yeah. So it really does not surprise me that Inoue won the first round, because of the fact that Vagabond and Slam Dunk, like Slam Dunk is one of the most like, even people who don't watch sports manga all that much, I would say at least know what Slam Dunk is.
Yeah, like Slam Dunk is hugely popular. And like you could arguably say like something like Kuroko's no Basket and shit is like inspired by Slam Dunk, or like Haikyuu's inspired by it.
Yeah. Well, Slam Dunk was in Shonen Jump, and Haikyuu was in Shonen Jump, so it doesn't surprise me that Haikyuu might have taken inspiration from Slam Dunk. In the same way, like we were talking, like, okay, you dropped this series because it wasn't for you, but in the same way that News Exorcist is very heavily inspired by Bleach. Like, like anybody who reads that, like, will, like, you can tell, like, this manga is Bleach inspired to the nth degree. Which, by the way, OG, if you're still watching, have you read or at least looked at News Exorcist? Considering you like Bleach as well.
I like Bleach. I hate News.
Well, it's just one of those things. It
just didn't talk to me.
Yeah. Now, now the one that I really want Vex to get in here quickly, so that we could talk about these first four. I really want to discuss with them Oshimi, the author of Flowers of Evil, which I've not read yet, but I have read Blood on on the Tracks, and okay, to give my history with this, I watched the video, and the first image of the video where it was told like one of the most disturbing manga ever was the main character pushing his cousin off a cliff, and I'm just there like, what the hell? What the hell kind of series is this?
Wait, this is your cut of like what the hell kind of series is this?
Yeah, I was just like, because I was just
Right.
like, you just showed me that. I'm gonna go and have supper before I head off to bed. Have a great night. Oh, OG abandoning goes right away. OG abandoning goes right away.
Base. I'm also bending on this chat in like an hour, so.
Okay, well, I don't think I think this will. I say that, but knowing us, we'll probably go on for 2 hours. But I think an hour, maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours might be good enough for this.
Oh, we can speedrun this shit.
Yeah. So yeah. I first saw that and I was just like, okay, what the hell is this series? And then as we get further into like the psychological, like the mother villain of this series is just like, it's like if you took Makima from Chainsaw Man, but she wasn't a devil, but she was still Makima. That's kind of like what the mother villain is in Blood on the Tracks. Like just the most manipulative, psychologically tormenting person ever, to the point that she comes out and says that I did not want my son. I did not want my son. I didn't want my son to be born. But at the same time, I'm going to manipulate him so that all he has in life is just mummy everywhere, to the point that he becomes just as broken as Denji by the end of the series. Like when after the mother like dies, he's just there like just this sad, lonely, depressing state shrivel of a man, and just thinking like, what has my life gotten to? I killed my cousin. I ended up in prison because of it, and my mother just abandoned me. But even so, and my mother still can't remember me because she's suffering from dementia when in her old age. But at the same time, I still can't forget her, and like just having that psychological grip on him, like that has got to be like one of the most brutal, realistic things ever.
I would like to hear Vex's opinion on what is it worse or is it better?
Speaking of which, we have Vexia. We have Vexia now.
Yeah, I said I'd be home shortly.
Yeah, we've just started. We've only started talking about the first round brackets. So we talked about.
Somebody want to put the brackets in there because I deactivated my Twitter.
All right, I've got them up here. I've got because I made a document, so I've got them up here. So for round one brackets, there was Naoki Uesawa. There was Takehiko Inoue, mangaka of Vagabond and Slam Dunk, who won it. Mm-hmm. There was Shuzo Oshimi, the mangaka of Blood on the Tracks and Flowers of Evil, and we had Kat Shurio, the mangaka of Akira, who was the runner-up of that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Classic. Question for Vex, so I know where my headspace should be. Blood on the Tracks and the other thing, are those just worse or not as bad as Boys Abyss? Or is Boys Abyss worse than both of them?
Blood on the Tracks got me to stop reading the series. So, yeah.
Was it because I was
so that a lot of other series.
Yeah, well, it was more the trauma style that was in that series was just like, okay, this is too much. Think overly possessive, clingy girlfriend, the meme, but like it's mommy, and it's just terrible.
Yeah, and I was saying to Anarbor, like the way I would describe the mother is like if you took Makima from Chainsaw Man, but she wasn't a devil, but she was still Makima.
Yeah, that's a pretty accurate way of putting it. But also add her fueled by like meth and vengeance and just wanting.
I like meth.
Okay. Of course you do. It's just a bad series, in my opinion.
fair enough.
Alright.
Fair enough. But I was saying to like how the series actually ends. Like it ends with the mother dying after the son has been sent to prison for killing the cousin. But the son still cannot get over the fact that his mother is still like having an influence on his life, and he just becomes like just this depressed, shriveled old geezer. Like just cannot. He basically becomes like what Denji will eventually grow up to be, essentially.
Yeah, if Fujimoto has any balls. Part 2 has been so neutered and shitty. I have like negative faith in the series at this point.
Listen,
Do you think that's more?
This is what happens if you give your editor too much power over
Yeah,
his
I was
theories.
gonna say, do you think this has more to do with the editor than Fujimoto himself?
I really don't know. Like,
That's
on one
a
hand,
Fujimoto thing.
yeah, on one hand, I think it's Fujimoto has outdone himself to the point where like he's so crunch based, and that's why he's said like, I don't want to write another long form series. I just want to kind of do like one shots or hop on another person's thing and write, and that's his right to do so. But like, after having such a monumental success with part 1, it's just unfortunate that we've gotten to the point where it's such a gutted version of what we're so used to from part 1.
Yeah.
Like there's so good in the series, don't get me wrong. It's just it took the franchise that is Chainsaw Man from like a 10 out of 10 for me to like a 6 out of 10, like an average Shonen Jump series.
I think it's worse than an average Shonen Jump series. It's just it doesn't even know where it wants to be.
No, I agree with you there.
It's
but
like
the last like 85 series that have been axed have been that. So it's par for the course for that.
Yeah. And
but
then
like
you have
Max series is most were like 3 out of 10 at best. Anyways, we are not here to talk about Chainsaw Man, but to talk about Seinen series like Akira.
So yeah, I was saying at the beginning, Vex, do you think like people are more associate Akira with the movie than the manga?
Oh, 100%. Like the movie has been so heavily referenced for so many years. There's an entire like edit of like every Akira bike slide ever done. Like
Literally,
there's so much nod to that franchise, or I guess manga itself, but like the movie specifically.
Look at your 5Ds.
Yeah, no, literally.
Absolutely. And then also we had in a way Vagabond and Slam Dunk. I don't know.
Can I say that I think that he's overrated?
You can if you want. Go on. You can if you want.
This is a fucking mangaka who has 3 uncompleted series at this point.
Yeah, he just quit because he didn't care about them anymore.
Like Slam Dunk is just now wrapping up with the movie, right? And then you have Real, which is like wheelchair basketball, and then you have Vagabond, which the community's been begging for any form of conclusion for the better part of a decade.
I mean,
it's not health related.
We got the fight. It's not health related. He's like doing everything else on the sideline. But like we got the final chapter of Vagabond. We are just missing the 50 chapters in between.
You're not wrong. But
I agree with you, especially like during the end of Vagabond, I didn't even realize what was going on some pages.
Right,
if I'm being completely honest.
It would be a masterpiece if he would write the rest of it, right? And that's kind of like the MO for him. It's like I'm a huge fan of Nana, right? I've been hunting down the last couple volumes I need to complete my collection of it, and they're all over the place in prices that are just unaffordable or unjustifiable at this point. But that author stepped away from that series for health-related reasons, right? They couldn't continue meeting the deadlines, so they just put it on an indefinite hiatus. Inoue just like not on board. On to the next thing. Not on board. It's like undiagnosed ADHD, basically.
Yeah.
I wasn't even saying
well, speaking as someone who has ADHD, I'm not going to be like him. I'm like, no, if I'm finishing, so I am finishing writing this. I don't care how long it takes. I'm going to do it.
Right. Like you're still committed to writing the plot of your books, right? I think it's mostly that time period kind of bored him after a while, which I get because you can only do so much of that pocket of Japanese subculture for so long without being like, I've kind of touched on the bulk of everything. So just end it. Just write an ending that makes sense.
He literally was at the end. Musashi's
Right.
story ends with his last fight, which he was moving into.
Right. So just stick the landing. And I've read, I don't know how much of it is like mistranslations or like, community translations, what have you, that he was more afraid of not being able to actually stick the landing and pissing off the community. But what he's done is pissed off the community by not even attempting it. So it's a I can't win scenario.
I just find it funny. If you're making a historical manga, everybody knows how it ends. We know Vinland Saga ends with everybody dying.
Right. No, literally.
We know Musashi's going to win. We know who's the final opponent is, how he's going to die. We already know the ending because we know his history.
No, literally. It's so crazy because, like, as somebody that studied history a lot in high school, like, I focused on World War II because that was what was, like, heavily available in my school was World War II. And I focused on Japanese, like feudal Japan shit because I was also like heavily readily available in my.
You're fucking weak for that.
It's better than reading The Hobbit for the 55th time, dude.
Well, we had to read The Hobbit in school.
So did I. But like you can only read about tiny men and their rings for so long.
I took the failing grade on the book presentation.
Well, while you guys were reading The Hobbit, I was reading Lord of the Flies in school, which has the N word in it.
Yeah, no, had that. Had like
Lord
all
of the Flies
the
would be like great to read in school.
Had every single Dickens novel, every fucking like all of the classics, dude. It was crazy, and because I grew up in a more conservative town, everybody was really overly happy to say the N word.
Yeah. So yeah, the obviously the other one we have in this bracket was Uesara, which obviously I was gonna put in for obvious reasons because of my undying love for Uesara's works. Even though I would still say like I said to Anarbor, that I still prefer Monster over 20th Century Boys, even though 20th Century Boys is a fantastic, well-crafted story. I feel like it did go on for a bit too long.
I can agree with that. Like Monster is a tight story. We did a review on it, or like a breakdown of it 6 months ago at this point. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Time is a fucking illusion, as I always say. But like we did a review on it. It was one of those series that I think everybody should read once. If they don't want to read it, watch the anime because it's basically 1-to-1. And just finding, in some countries is harder than it is, here
just
in America.
Because of that, I'm not going to read or watch it.
Of course. I did not think you would at all. Anyway.
One reason why I should watch it, if I have my own life, which is more fucked up than anything that happens to Monster. I thought so.
Can't answer that. We can't answer that.
Yeah, no, like
listen,
I'm not going to sit there
I
and
have
force.
I have like 10 Johans, like 10 different Johans as my neighbors. I am German. This Monster.
So wait. So you have 10 different neighbors that take detectives up to the rooftops and psychologically torment them into drunkenly committing suicide.
Listen,
just average German activities, honestly.
It just sounds like a German Tuesday for me.
Like,
listen, if Germans do a lot of shit if we are not accepted into art school.
Okay.
Hold on, just skirt by that one.
Yeah.
That's my third World War II joke.
I'm not even shocked. I've been in this call for 5 minutes.
Yeah. So
you've missed the first two.
That's okay. That's okay. I can just imagine that.
Anyway, we now have round two brackets, which are ones that I was very happy with. That I put them all together here. So we have Nakamura, the mangaka for 100 Girlfriends. We have.
Overrated. Trash.
Oh, come on, you two! 100 Girlfriends is awesome.
No,
You're-
no.
Vex,
I
you're
can't
just saying.
get rid of. I can't get rid of schedule a fucking video we recorded 3 weeks ago. But,
But he
like,
can do.
but he can do 3 fucking 100 Girlfriends reviews.
That's the power of 100 Girlfriends, Vex.
No,
literally,
no, that's traitor.
Red on stream said he loves trash. Ergo, one of the girlfriends is fucking trash.
No, it is
And
not.
for the small brains.
It is not. It is not. Like
Luke,
the
2 against 1, you have lost.
Like, I'm
Like-
not going to sit here and say it's trash. Like,
I will.
I'm going to say
I've dropped it after
that
20
I'm
chapters.
salty. I'm salty that I can't get him to fucking put up a video that we had pre-recorded because he's too preoccupied with the fact that another girlfriend dropped.
I do not care about that. I've dropped it after 20 chapters. I say
well,
it's trash.
well, if it'll make you feel happy, it did not win the round.
Good.
Makes me happy, yes.
So, but it did get the runner-up. So, ha.
That's that. It had
so
1 vote, that's you.
of course, it only had 1 vote. That was me, obviously. But no, we also have Akasaka, the mangaka of Kaguya-sama and Oshinoko. We have
Right.
Kobashi, the mangaka of Oashi, the football manga. And then we have
Why?
what?
Why?
Because it's a seinen manga. We it was Fireball, and Oashi is has been getting traction because of its anime effect. So I felt like, yeah,
I
probably
know
put it-
it deserves a spot there. I'm not going to argue with it. I just like I'm glad it didn't advance because it's a sports manga.
Well, that's gonna kick.
Well,
Well, funny you should mention that because the last one in this bracket, which did win this
Blue Lock.
round, is Suma Mayakada, who I am butchering this name. I apologize. Who's the mangaka of Medalist, which is anime is coming out, and based on what I've seen from that one, I can understand why it won because even if you don't like sports manga, the artwork in that is because it's like
Blue Box of Seinen.
yeah, it's because it's more figure skating. So it's like dancing. It's a ice dancing manga, which
Where's Yuri on Ice, Luke? Where's Yuri on Ice? You didn't give the gay lovers any representation
you
here.
need to just
I
understand.
am sorry. I am sorry, Vex.
Luke has something against the gays. That's why they're
No,
not
I
here.
don't. I don't. I really don't. I know you two are just winding me up. But yeah,
And we are
basically,
doing a great job at that.
yeah, of course you do. You always do.
No.
You always do a great job on it. But yeah, with Medalist, I can really understand it because what I've read of the story, because I'm getting it with the volumes, so I'm reading it by volumes when I'm able to get it. So what I've read so far is it's pretty well done. I do like the relationship that the two main characters have, the coach and the student, and how they kind of see themselves in each other. Like they're both consider themselves outsiders and losers, especially because you remember the phrase in episode 1 of Star Wars, Vex, where Mace Windu goes, "He will not betray. He is too old." That's kind of like what happens in this series. Like both of them started like their training to be figure skaters at an age that was way later than most of the others, and the coach couldn't quite handle it, couldn't quite get a knack for being like the participant, but really does come into his own as the coach. Though he's like more of the supportive mentor than being the participant.
That makes sense. Like you can't really keep up with everything at a certain age for people really like
Yeah,
I like figure skating, but maybe that's the Russian in me talking.
it could be.
oh, one second, can you two continue talking for a minute?
Yeah, let
Sure.
the people continue to talk who do not have the list.
So like,
Anyways,
I get the idea behind something like that where it's advanced age. You have like a lot of the mindset of like I'm too old for this shit, but you can also focus on building up the next generation. That's what a lot of pro wrestlers do once they reach a certain age. They're just enhancing talent, basically.
Yeah, and that's a good way to do it. In chess, they did the same. Kasparov, for example, had Magnus Carlsen train and learn a lot before Magnus Carlsen took over his spot as the world champion.
Yeah, it makes sense.
It happens in a lot of different sports. And figure skating is just, I dated a girl who figure skated. I'm Russian. I have a weakness to everything snow, ice-related activities like figure skating, snowboarding and shit.
Makes sense.
Yeah, sorry about that. I just had.
Never say you are sorry.
I'm okay. Yeah, Jem has been banished to my room because of the fact that it's nighttime here and she's not allowed outside, and everyone else is going outside.
Yeah, I had to slowly slide the trash can over so I can get dumped here because I had 2 asshole cats trying to get in it and dump it. The one that's not us.
But anyway, back to so yeah, medalist I can understand, and its anime is coming as well, which is probably gonna
enhance the popularity of it,
boost its popularity, and what I like most about the main character in Medalist is it's basically like if Suika from Dr. Stone was basically a figure skater. Had that personality of I'm so useless. I don't think I can live up to my older sister, because that's the thing about her. Her older sister is a figure skater, was a figure skater who quit, and her mother was just no, I don't want you to be doing this as a profession because because of the fact that her sister quitted and the mother spent money on that, so she's kind of no, I'm not gonna let you do that. Yeah,
that makes sense.
But at the same time, she's no, I really am serious about this, and she does very much improve dramatically, kind of like what Suika does in Dr. Stone, how she starts off thinking she's useless, but gradually, really quickly becomes one of Senku's biggest allies.
Yeah, I mean, it also, in Dr. Stone with Suika, it's also a literal child at that point. You don't expect a lot out of a literal child, but once she comes into her own and figures out what she's good at, she comes, is actually useful, which is shocking to many of the readers, which, even us who were reviewing it, wow, this kid actually knows what the fuck she's doing, which, in that kind of environment, you kind of have to, or you just die,
Yeah. And it's funny I bring up Dr. Stone because the coach is called Tsukasa.
Fucking hilarious. One of the 4 Japanese names that get used.
Yeah, and I do like when they're introducing to themselves to each other, because the girl is she doesn't have any money to pay for any going on the ice rink, so she's just there saying I can't pay for it, so can I give you bugs? That's all I have. And the guy at the car is okay, you can skate for free, just put them away. And Tsukasa is terrified of bugs, so he's okay, I'll coach you, just put them away, just get them away from me.
Imagine Tsukasa being terrified of bugs when he was just a badass.
That would be hilarious. But yeah,
my one fear, it's a wasp.
Yeah. My one fear, it's a worm. Why? They're wiggly and wiggly.
Oh my god.
But yeah, so anyway, so yeah, that one, and it doesn't surprise me, and I am going to be watching the anime when it comes out, because I'm very interested in seeing how they adapt some of the choreography from the routines.
I won't be watching it because I have no interest in that kind of show, but
and that's fair.
Can you guys ice skate?
I have. I don't know if I could anymore, but I have before.
Yeah. I mean, I can ski. I
used to snowboard.
I decided not to learn snowboard. I decided to learn skiing when I had the chance.
I never had a hill big enough where I grew up, so I just snowboarded instead.
Well, I just went to another country to learn it.
Imagine being able to travel when you're a kid.
I know, it's crazy, Vex.
Listen, when I visited my parents in Russia when I was 8, the people just thought, oh, it's minus 40 degrees or minus 40 degrees Celsius outside. Let's bring the child with us to a fucking mountain and watch him fall down this giant fucking hill.
Jesus fucking Christ.
And now I am called the moon.
Yeah.
But
German
uh,
/ Russian kids are built different, man.
oh, absolutely, absolutely.
You were drinking vodka when you were 8.
Listen, my first vodka shot I had with 12. No,
Twelve?
sorry.
I'm sorry,
I think it's 11.
I wasn't accurate.
It was 11. I had my first beer when I was 8.
What
Imagine.
what kind of kid were you?
Luke.
That's their culture.
When I was depressed in 12, I started reading Berserk. It
Of
had me coming
course.
throughout the depression. I'm the kid that thinks, ha ha ha, I am 8. The gay person is funny. No, I'm B.
Of course.
I
So
wish that last one would be a joke, but it was the truth.
So I think the last one on this on round 2 bracket that really need to talk about is Akasaka, the manga for Kaguya-sama and Oshinoko, which coincidentally Oshinoko is ending this week.
It's ending tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow actually. So by the time this
Ah.
goes up, it will be ended.
Huge Love is War, boring as fuck. I do not care about that shit. Oshinoko based.
Yeah, no, like I didn't really like Kaguya-sama either. Oshinoko was fun. I'm looking forward to more of it getting animated because it's so bright and colorful, even though it's like depressing as shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I think that's great. I think the anime does a great job of all the colors and showcasing it. It's a great series. I really love all the characters. The ending is extremely hated as of now.
Of course, like
the last chapter.
all the endings
But,
that
like,
we've gotten recently have been like either been seen as mediocre or just that flat out despised.
And look,
I mean, it makes sense because
literally-
people hate the fact that something's ending. You know,
people hate endings in general. That's why Doctor Who, for example, doesn't never reads the book to the end. Like the last good ending we had in media in general was like Breaking Bad, which was like universally loved.
yeah,
And that
like,
shit ended like almost 10 years ago.
didn't it end more than 10 years ago at this point?
I don't know. But like people do not just in general have high expectations for endings. And most often those
Hey,
endings
Siri,
never
when did
reach
Breaking
this
Bad
like
end?
expectation.
Breaking Bad final episode air date.
2013. So
Oh wow, it's over a decade ago now.
Yeah,
11 years.
People have high expectations for ending always, and for the same reason, those they never are being achieved for that.
Yeah, and that's fair.
Like, look to for the perfect example.
I have not understood a single fucking thing.
Yeah, say it again, Vex.
Look to Game of Thrones for the perfect example of like high
Oh, yeah,
universally despised ending.
yeah.
To be fair, the last 3 seasons are universally despised. And
Yeah.
the books are never being finished.
No, he's
Well-
probably off making Elden Ring 2 with Miyazaki.
No.
He's
You know,
working. No, Luke, sorry, but I need to defend Elden Ring. He stopped working on Elden Ring since 2019.
Oh,
Or
well.
18 even. He confirmed that in interviews. His work was finished 1 year in development of that game. And that game took 4 years in development time.
Well,
no. You know what it is. You know what it is. Why he's not finishing the books. Have you seen that video of like why he's not finishing the books? That parody video.
nope.
He's fucking your wife.
All right. So basically, according to this parody video, the reason he's not finishing the books is because he made a deal with the devil to get rich of the books, but the devil could take his soul when the books were completed. But now that Game of Thrones, the TV series, have ended it in the loophole, he's like, actually, they're not going to be 100% of original stories, so therefore, I don't have to do anything.
You know, at this point, I'd actually believe that if that was.
Listen, I like him as I find him okay as a person. From what the interviews I've seen, he looks like a normal fucking guy. But like, you cannot give the fault. You cannot look for the fault in Elden Ring because that guy has not touched Elden Ring for like 6 years or anything
Yeah.
related with it.
I just assumed he was helping work on a sequel because, like, you know.
No. He only talked positive, by the way, about From Software and the work environment. That's I find interesting. But like, I mean, every private company is a good work.
Yeah, like this the one studio that instead of cutting jobs, they actually up pay. So,
Literally.
Yeah.
can't really say too much bad about them, even if they're not my style of game.
But
So-
moving on,
moving on-
Oshinoko the best finger from this list.
Yeah.
But it didn't win. It got third with 0 votes.
Yeah,
So
so
moving on to the next one.
well, it's
Congratulations,
fun-
medalist.
yeah, so there's one other thing that I really want to say, and it's a shame that Shonen OG left so early because he despises the fact that it where Oshinoko went, to the fact that it had the kiss between Ruby and Aqua.
I find it
How did
hilarious.
nobody see that coming?
Like everybody did. Like this whole subreddit was like knew that like since chapter 3.
Yeah, it was happening regardless. Like it was
Yeah.
foreshadowing without the foreshadowing, but like I can
It's
understand the community
it's-
being a little
It's
pissy, but like
Japan.
it's
Yeah, I
Japan.
mean-
That's the easiest way to put it.
Dude, imagine Kiss Exist would be released in day and age.
Oh God!
Like
Oh
triple
God!
platinum in Alabama.
Yes, yes. So anyway, moving on to round 3, we had Yashisha Haru,
Just-
the
Just
mangaka
make it work.
the mangaka of Kingdom, the series that everyone's been begging to get a Western release.
Never gonna happen.
Never gonna happen. We have the winner of round 3, Makoto Yukimura, the mangaka of Finland Saga.
Deserved.
Absolutely no complaints from me because of the fact that
If you're pissy about Pacifist Thorfinn, you don't understand the story.
I am going to cry when they all die.
Yeah. We have Hinara Kota, the mangaka of Housing and Drifters, and we also have Mori, Holy Land Survivor, and currently the overseer of Berserk.
I don't know.
I'm
how
not
feel
going to
about
give him
Tony on
Berserk because like the last chapters were like it just has 0 like conversations about the new chapters, so I'm not going to give that to him. Helsing, great series, but it's not Vinland Saga.
Yeah, no, like I'm a
what-
big fan of Hellsing, a big fan of Drifters, but yeah, Vinland Saga deserved that win. Out of all of those there,
Yeah,
out of all those there, it's just like the perfect series, really.
yeah. I think
I love how illiterate the fan base is. Because
Yeah,
I literally became mad when people complained about Toff not killing people. It's like literally, dude, do you laugh reading hard or what? And I really love like the newest chapters are like so fucking great, and like it's a whole series about like violence and the effects on it, and like how do you, and the current arc, for example, is if violence is being done to you, how do you respond to it, rather than just how are you using violence.
Yep.
And I fucking find it great how like all the different people are reacting.
it's historical PTSD, basically, and that's
Literally.
something that like a lot of authors just refuse to touch on outside of the sinning space. So I'm really happy
yeah.
that you're getting that.
I'm something that I like. I'm like a huge fan of like this like bloody and gory artistic style, like you find in Vinland Saga, Berserk, Kingdom Vagabond, and just as soon as like the farmlands arc starts, bam, it is not being glorified anymore. Unlike most other series I named, it's now being shown as like this gruesome, grotesque thing as it should be, and it just feels differently. If I read Berserk, someone loses some, haha, funny. And when Vinland Saga, I think, oh shit, that guy lost his arm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that. I had to quickly do something.
No problem. And I think that's also a huge problem with like Shonen Jump. Shonen Jump a lot of the time glorifies violence, and I think it's great that in comparison to that we have Vinland Saga, something that just says no, violence is fucking horrible. And it's great you have such a good written series to have this message.
I mean, even like the traditional like Kodansha imprint glorifies violence to an extent. Look to Attack on Titan, showing violence in the forefront. Obviously, like there's the psychological aspect of it, and like obviously you're not supposed to cheer for Eren aspect of it.
I
and
did. I literally
people-
said,
People did
People-
cheer. People.
Oh, I know.
And that's something that really boggles my mind about Attack on Titan.
You're not
People
supposed
cheer-
to cheer for people like Paul Atreides. You're not supposed to cheer for people like fucking Anakin Skywalker. You're not supposed to cheer for people like fucking Eren Yeager. But the fact that there's like a TikTok edit going really super hard, they're like, yeah, look at him, super based. Let me.
you know what?
let me
And
cheer for
then
Can I quickly add to that point?
Mhm.
Those are the same people who like read the Osama bin Laden diary and say like he had a point, he was right for everything. That's all like the same people.
But no, what I was going to say, these are the same people who will look to Gabby from Attack on Titan and be like, she is worse than scum. Why? She killed Sasha, but Eren killed 10,000. Eren killed 8% as well. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, because
Let
you
her
only-
die.
No, this I'm going to defend. The hatred against Gabi, I'm going to defend. It doesn't matter how many no-names die, but as soon as someone I have feelings for just for example friendship, it becomes personal. As of course I'm going to hate her. It makes sense for them to hate her. I am going to defend this part of the community. I get your point, but at this point, Gabi made this thing personal, so their response is understandable. And then silence. Nobody here knows how a human brain works except for me. I see.
No, like I understand your point too. I'm trying to like respond to work related texts here for my first day. But like there's a point to both sides, right? Like having that emotional investment, I understand the hatred for, a character killing a character I love, I get that. But there's no justifying killing, the vast majority of the population in the series.
Yeah,
I'm the good guy.
I
You
just do not want to defend like any of like this murder massacre. I just want to defend the hatred.
Yeah,
Only
no,
the hatred,
like,
not the murder.
Yeah.
Because I support hatred. Hatred is good.
Because I'm just gonna say to all those people who were like, "Oh, screw Gabby and all of that, blah blah blah." Well, what if Eren killed another Sasha? Would you be like another character like Sasha that you didn't even know that it was Sasha, like Sasha? What would
Yes,
you say then?
Congratulations, dude. You found the point of war and how you manipulate people in war. Congratulations. That's exactly like how the media does that shit.
Yep.
Yep.
That's
We
how you
look at
sow
some-
division.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We look at something, they did something bad, but we did the same thing, but they did it to us. Now you, the civilian, are also feel attacked by them, but not by the things we did to them. That's how
Yeah.
you manipulate media.
That's how we were able to just invade half the Middle East.
Yes, and I think that's just a great showcase of like in the community of how humanity works.
Yep.
I do not.
There's a whole point of like sympathy porn to where like they use your emotions to get you divided like that.
Yeah.
That's essentially what we saw this entire election cycle. And that's all I'm going to say on that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So yeah, the last one I really want to talk about, give some acknowledgement to is Mori. So I don't know, like, do you guys know the story behind Holy Land?
No.
Nope. I've never even heard of it, to be honest with you.
Same.
Well, apparently it was he based that on his own personal life. You know how he, you've heard the story about how he was like got into a bit of a rough state before he became a mangaka.
Nope.
Nope.
All right. Right.
I only
well,
care
that's-
for the work, not the person behind it.
All right. Well, that's basically what that Holy Land is basically like a sort of like biopic of how he went through that rough period of his life, being on the streets, being essentially a thuggish brute and get himself into all sorts of scraps before he managed to get himself back on his feet.
Yeah, but can he levitate?
Ha, very funny. And yeah,
Thank you. That was a Fujimoto joke.
yeah, very funny. Yeah.
For now, I'm stop pointing out the jokes and where they come from.
Okay.
I respect the viewer base to be smart enough.
Yeah. So with Maury, I feel like we've said our piece with him of like him taking over the reins of Berserk, and let's be honest, anyone who was going to do that, like they had like the biggest uphill battle ever.
No, literally. I think Berserk looks great. I think we have by far not enough conversations or like just people talking with each other. Just art, 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 art. Um, and even that art became like drastically worse. Um, but it became to like a 10 out of 10 rather than like a 15 out of 10 that was with Miura.
Well, still a 10 out of 10. That's still
That's
better than
insane. No, it
that's
still looks better than most shit you will ever find.
yeah, and
But still doesn't change that we are not having dialogue anymore.
Yeah. And I kind of get it. Like where we're at in the story, obviously we need dialogue, but you can still tell the story without a lot of it.
Yeah.
That being said, I would love to get back to that style of, classic Berserk where we're, having dialogue and the story being told as one.
Yeah, fair enough. But I will. I'd have always said that. I'd have always said this. Like, with him, like he was probably the only one who was like capable of continuing Berserk, and whether we agree or disagree on whether it was best to just leave it with Griffith being revealed to be the child, and that being the end of the story. That's a debate that can be held until the end of time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So anyway, but it was, but I really wanted to put him in there. It's just like one of, it's just like one of the last like spirit like a spiritual brother to Miura.
Who was on the shonen list as the
Yeah.
best mangaka of that?
Yeah. Oh, no doubt about that. So anyway,
I know, and I only speak the truth. I never lie.
oh, do you? Oh, do you, Mister?
Name one time I lied.
When you said when you said, oh, I absolutely love, oh no, I shouldn't over exaggerate. When you said like, oh, I do like 100 cover. You said that to me. You liked it at one point.
I've read the first 20 chapters and I never dropped it. Like
Right.
the really good little boy that I am.
Okay, fair enough. But anyway, so we have round 4, and we have in here Asano, the Marco of Goodnight Poon Poon, and Dead Demons Destruction, who won this round, fittingly so.
Yep.
We have Hiyori, the Marco of Gantz, who was the runner-up. We have Ishidia, the mangaka of Tokyo Ghoul, and Yoshiyuki, the mangaka of Neo Genesis Evangelion, which, again, like with Akira, I feel like is more famous now for the actual anime
Oh,
than the manga.
100%. Like the manga was kind of like super underground from my knowledge of it until the anime came out. And obviously, like notoriously, it's been rewritten to like the rebuild universe to where like we have essentially a whole retelling of it, kind of like Code Geass is going through its own like rebuild universe now with the resurrection timeline. So
That is 100% worse.
Not going to argue with you there, even as a super fan of Code Geass. It's certainly something. I feel like keeping certain characters alive in that universe is removing a lot of the emotional attachment to the universe. But that's my 2 cents.
Okay, I have not watched Code Geass yet, but I will get to it at some point. So I may.
Also, you have a canon mobile title that's been delisted. You also have 2 spin-offs that are existing.
Yeah.
That are canon. So yeah, you got a lot of homework there.
Oh god.
And you got
I still have a lot of homework with Sword Art Online.
Still got a whole lot of homework to do for the fucking Power Rangers videos too.
Oh,
we'll get to that when we get to that.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, look, what was it? Oh, and you've got to do homework, Vex, because you got to read News Exorcist based on what I said, because we have Mommy Milker's Son Getsu in that series.
I'm good for now. I got enough on my plate at the moment. Like I was supposed to take a step back from content, not be in almost every video still.
Nah, fair enough. No, I was just saying, I was just messaging you that because I was like, well, this is Son Getsu Mommy Milkers, essentially.
Fair enough. Like it's enough to interest me. You know, it might be something I read during my work breaks, but for now, like it's
yeah, that is fair.
It's
And
survive for a little bit.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring that up because I don't think I ever got an answer to that thing.
I legitimately didn't know how to respond to it. I had just woken up.
So I thought I'd mention it here. But yeah, anyway, back to the the last round before the finale round. So yeah, with good we were saying this before we started with Goodnight Poon Poon and Dead Demons. I can see why Goodnight Poon Poon is one of those series that just it can't be adapted into an anime.
No, there's no chance in hell that'll ever get adapted. I'm shocked that Dead Demon whatever is.
Well, to be fair, with that was more like a niche So it was kind of like the opposite of the thing we've got with Monsters because Monster was one that could potentially be adapted, but 20th Century Boys, I feel like it would have been too confusing for anime fans if it really did get adapted 20th Century Boys, because it's hard to keep track with some of the stuff that goes on in that series.
I mean, Gantz got a fucking anime, and it's just as batshit.
Yeah, well, a lot of people hate the Gantz anime, from what I've heard.
I mean, it's extremely censored.
Well, yeah, how the fuck would you show some of that?
Listen, we'll get to that. Gantz is on the list.
We'll get to Gantz, but yeah, Goodnight Poon Poon.
I made sure of it.
I was like saying the reason why I don't think it will ever get adapted is because I don't know how they would do like some of it in that series, and I'm really glad that we're talking about this, considering what your profile picture in Discord is, Vex, at the moment.
Listen, it's fitting.
But yeah, how would they even go about doing that? Considering the main character,
like look back, like the show don't tell kind of method would be like the only way they could do a lot of that series, and I don't even think at that point it would be able to tell the story properly. I don't disagree with the fact that you're thinking it wouldn't be adapted. We are in an era where, like, as long as the check is big enough, I feel like most series are getting adapted.
Would you say that it would probably work if they did it like, so you know how Resident Evil 7 is like POV?
They could do it that way, but I feel like a lot of audience wouldn't watch a show like that.
No, I would not watch a show that is like POV. It's like
okay.
It's hard enough to watch a porn that's POV, let alone a fucking 16-episode anime.
You can literally see that nobody was watching one first-person hentai.
Yeah, no, like, you're right.
And I'm going to make a hot take here.
I'm watching hentai during the stream.
No, I'm going to make
absolutely not.
Oh no, we're not. But no, I'm going to make a hot take here. I think I prefer Dead Demons to Goodnight Poon Poon.
Okay, and bye.
I have not read any of them.
I just didn't like Dead Demons.
Like, and that's fair. And that's fair. That's fair. It's not for everyone, but I just liked the concept of like, okay, we've got this impending alien doomsday weapon hanging over our heads, but we're still gonna enjoy life as much as possible.
Yeah, no, like I get it. Like I know why it's popular. I understand why it got adapted. It was easier of his works. I'm not going to begrudge anybody enjoying said series, obviously, because everybody's entitled to their own wrong opinion.
You guys have a wrong opinion about 100 Girlfriends. I have a wrong opinion about Asano's works.
Listen, my opinion is never wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah, with Gantz, I've seen some images from the manga, and I'm just there like, okay, I can understand like this is one of those series that I'm like, wow, how would they adapt some of this stuff?
So listen, what are we talking about? Are you talking about the rape? Are you talking about the bestiality? Are you talking about that guy who took a gun with him into the center of Tokyo and started a mass shooting? Are you
average American behavior?
No, I'm just talking about like just the rendering on some of those images of.
Are you talking about the 16-foot tall woman made all out of tits?
I mean, they can do like the guns out has a different word, nishiki, or how's it called, Vex?
I think that's how you say it. It's like
it's like a whole CGI series where the protagonist is like an old man and the enemy is like a fucking teenager. Like the meme, One Piece was so good this week comes from there. They did that in great work with that art style. You can do it pretty easy, pretty good nowadays. It was already proven you can adapt it.
Yeah,
well
like
enough.
you can.
It's just the story.
It's just hard, right? That's the thing. It's hard to do it, and having a CGI series that looks good and actually is watchable is very difficult. As we've seen, the parallels of that between like really, really fucking good and really dog shit awful. And most of them end up on that dog shit awful side of things, and that's the unfortunate reality of CGI. So we're gonna have to like figure out where that line is if we ever want a faithful adaptation of this. Look to Berserk 2016 for the absolute worst of the worst.
Oh god, yeah, I saw.
Or X-Arm.
I've been exposed to it. Vex, and I wish I hadn't now.
No, why would you do that to yourself? That is classified as self-harm.
I did not do it to myself. It came on a feed. It came on a feed. I just saw it. I saw it on a feed. It was not my fault. It was not my fault.
They always say it's not their fault, but then it's not their fault.
And also,
blade in hand. It's
not
my fault.
And also, I saw it. And also, I saw clips of it when they did the death battle for Dimitri versus Guts.
Ugh. I can't believe they used that animation. They could have used literally any of the other fucking takes from it. But it was probably easier to license that than the 97 shit or the movies. But like, I would love to see Gantz faithfully adapted. Like that would be one of the bucket list, anime. But I doubt it'll ever happen just because of the subject matter in that series.
You just need to get past the fucking ethics code.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah. Especially if they try to sell it to China. Can you imagine like Gantz being like adapted and them showing it in China?
I love our Communist Party.
But yeah, because isn't Gantz more of like one of those show don't tell kind of series as well?
No, they show it. They show everything.
They show it and they tell it.
Oh god.
Look, I said bestiality, rape,
oh god,
mass shooting on
so you think Dogfucker from Fire Punch?
Yeah, I was just about to bring
that show.
No, Fujimoto is a huge Guns fan. After reading Fire Punch, you would 100% understand. He's a huge Guns fan.
Yeah,
you know what?
Slicing bullshit. It's like if you mix Fire Punch and fucking Ghost in the Shell. It's a great way to sell it, I think.
Okay, yeah. So if I decide to torment myself to it, am I going to be freaked out on Berserk level, or freaked out more with Blood on the Tracks level?
Blood on the Tracks.
Blood on the Tracks.
Okay.
I've not read Blood on the Tracks, but like just in a different way.
Yeah, like Guts has trauma. Blood on the Tracks is trauma. Gantz is trauma.
Okay. All right.
I wouldn't say it's as bad as Blood on the Tracks for me because I've read all of Gantz, so I at least have a line somewhere in there that I need to figure out with myself.
Yeah.
But it's fucking crazy. Anyway, next bracket, I think.
It's the did we talk about Tokyo Ghoul?
Oh no, we didn't.
No, so
Where do we begin?
Do we talk the manga or the fact that they butchered the anime to the point that we had to reboot the anime midway through?
Let's just say the first season of Tokyo Ghoul was very popular. We all remember that. And you could
Yes.
say it was
Glassy
pretty
Sky is an
fake.
all-time hit.
And you need to understand the manga first season of manga was pretty faithful. First season of anime was pretty faithful to the manga, except they skipped like 2 whole arcs.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, they did a Promised Neverland. They did a Promised Neverland.
Yeah.
They did 2 whole arcs, then made season 2 for completely original story and Tokyo Ghoul Re. And nothing against that. At that time, that was normal. Like Full Metal Alchemist for OG one.
Wasn't
Having
we
the
were-
original
We were
series.
kind of past that era too, to a
But-
A
degree.
bit, yes.
but
Yeah.
sorry, Anna, but wasn't Full Metal Alchemist the reason why it was done that way was because they
They were caught up.
asked the author like what would you prefer, filler or anime original, and they went anime original.
Yes.
Okay, you guys just bear with me 1 second.
Yeah. But like, yeah, it was completely butt-shot in every fucking direction. We skipped complete arcs that like explored how this world works. Like the ghoul cells or whatever they were called were like explained in most arcs. That was completely skipped. So when they would be like released, they would be like mentioned in the 3rd season, but followed the manga again. Nobody
Yeah.
knew what they meant.
Yeah, no, like that. If there's a series that needs like a Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, it's Tokyo Ghoul.
Yes. 100%.
Because like, and I figure at some point I'll get it because we've hit like the 10th anniversary of Tokyo Ghoul here recently.
I
this
mean,
year-
if One Piece gets a remake, everything can get a remake.
Well, One
still-
Piece makes sense to get a remake because it's dying for a remake.
I don't even think it's dying for a remake. I think people just have no fucking attention span at this point. Like, there's a fucking quote from Orwell where like our entire future will be made by like 10-second sound bites, and we're kind of there with the TikTokification of fucking attention spans.
Yeah. Which probably helps explain half the time why when I'm in work, I even though I'm going as fast as I can, we have people like looking at me like, "Why aren't you working faster?"
Yeah, it's fucking stupid. Like how short our attention span's gotten, and I'm fully guilty of it as well. Like I have to have like something going on in the background, even on my meds. Like it's very. Our brains are broken, and it's technology that's done it. And with Tokyo Ghoul, like it deserves it more than fucking One Piece, because One Piece is at least like relatively faithful to the series. It just fleshes shit out more with the anime, whereas Tokyo Ghoul did the same thing Promised Neverland did the same thing like OG Full Metal Alchemist did. It just skipped whole fucking things and went back and tried to explain them away, and then came back and still kind of fucking fillered it up, but also telling it faithfully with that 3rd season. It's so all over the place. And
That's but we are only talking about the anime currently. But Vex,
Yeah.
have you read the manga of it?
I did.
What the actual fuck was this? Like, if we are talking about shit endings, Tokyo Ghoul.
No,
Was
I don't
it-
disagree.
How bad was it? How bad was it?
Horrible. Like, literally horrible. Like,
It's one
imagine-
step above Tokyo Revengers.
Like, imagine you have like Kankiniki, now you have like 10 of them, and now you have hundreds of them.
Yeah.
Can I die right now?
Yes, please. I wish I was
Yeah,
joking, by the way.
Yeah, like we're just unable to actually end the stream. So make sure you end the stream first and then die.
Okay, I'll end the I'll end the stream first, then I'll die basically.
It was shit. Like, and I don't have a lot of faith in Chojin X because it's following like that same path from how far ahead I am in it, which is like 2 volumes behind,
Yeah.
but it's still following
Isn't-
that same path.
Isn't Chojin X done by the same mangaka as Tokyo Ghoul? Okay.
That's why I brought it up. It is on a schedule of fuck you, I write when I want, and it still somehow suffers from the same problem as Tokyo Ghoul. And I'm not
Some
saying
people
that, like-
should just not be allowed to cook.
No, literally. Looking at you, Kishimoto.
Oh, just let me cook. Yeah, I'm gonna do the Starscream cookies meme. Oh, just let me cook, bitch.
Yeah. Well, no. You're forbidden from getting back in the kitchen. Same with people like Horikoshi. You're forbidden from getting back in the kitchen. I'll say it.
Right.
But like,
there you
there's
said something that I 100% agree with.
Now,
the comments
now,
probably won't.
yeah. Now,
Um,
one
we do not
person
need-
that could come back in the yeah.
When I'm
Now,
reading comments.
now, one person that could come back in the kitchen, which I'm still not read yet, but I will be watching. Is the reading is the artist of the new witch manga for Shonen Jump.
I'm good.
You mean Ishivovich?
Yeah, that one.
I've read
It's
the
not
first two
bad.
chapters. I read the first two chapters and dropped it.
It's not bad. It just doesn't have the
bad.
same flair. It doesn't have the
It
same
just-
flair to me.
It just feels like any fucking generic 2000s shown.
Yep.
And then
Uh,
past this fucking
well-
garbage. I'm sorry.
That's why I said the artist rather than the mangaka, because of the fact of how she got screwed over by Act Age.
Yeah, I mean, we have our favorites, and there's obviously bias in all of our fucking tastes. But like, and that's just human nature, is to have a form of bias. But like, I read the first couple; it's just not good. It's
Okay.
and, like, the art on par with their previous work, but like the story, you're not really missing much. It's fun, but like it feels like a generic 2000s Shonen Jump series. But yeah, like we'll get to that eventually. I figure when we do our next State of Shonen Jump, whenever that is.
Yeah.
But as for Ishida, like I feel like there is a certain talent there. I feel like if ever there was an author that needs an editor to come in and kick somebody in the dick, it's him.
Something that I also want to say about the Tokyo Ghoul mangaka, to not just shit talk on him, because I think he did a great job with Hisoka chapter in Hunter x Hunter.
I forgot he did that.
He did
I'll be
that.
completely honest.
And like it was insane. It's one. I think it's fucking extremely well done. And in just one chapter to do like this whole Hisoka backstory with 50 pages was a great way to do this, and
Did he?
perfectly done.
Was it approved? Like as Tagashi said that, yeah, this is canon or something.
Togashi said, "Yeah, do your thing. Do whatever you want." It was never. He never made a comment that it's not canon or that it's canon.
Okay.
It's still up in the air. If it's canon, it wouldn't change anything. If it's not canon, it wouldn't change anything. As Shizuka, someone who's not being called that, who's literally already forgot like 90% of his past. That's his character.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Yeah, like it. I feel like authors being able to do these little like one-off chapters is a way for them to grow their craft too. Like especially like when they get the sign-off from the actual author, it really hits different. You know,
It's like
because it's like this is my stamp of approval. You know, I like what you're doing. You're free to cook, but like at the same time, when you're touching on a series that's so beloved as Hunter x Hunter and you're getting that stamp of approval, it just hits different. The same way with like the Boichi stuff for like the Ace story and One Piece, getting that stamp of approval from Oda is like a huge mark of like faith, and I love that.
Yeah.
So, by the way, that the Food Force mangaka was allowed to make the Nami vs. Khalifa fight.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Like, he knew what he was doing. He knew what section he
But,
definitely wanted
It
to
doesn't. It doesn't surprise me with Boichi and the Ace story because I think it's pretty well universally known that Ace is probably his favorite character in One Piece.
do. I found it funny. When I heard that he's going to do chapter, my first opinion was his answer does not work in One Piece. And I was positively surprised how
Yeah. So you had to eat your words then. I know with that.
I'm honest, I eat my words. But yeah, this is not some. But we can move on. I eat my words.
So we've
Thankfully.
we've got the last round now. At the 1 hour and
15-minute mark.
Well, it's 17 minutes on my end, but yeah, 1 hour and 15. So yeah, we made pretty good time on this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Uh,
it's shocking actually, considering like how long the last one went. But
yeah,
you did
But
things a
we are,
little differently than I did when I did the polls. You know,
we're
you
also
did them
not
like
talking 10 minutes per author
yeah,
in
Yeah.
this defense.
yeah.
yeah,
We're not breaking down like multiple brackets of like round 1, round 2, round 3 for all of them. You know.
yeah. Because I feel like after the last one that went on for way too long, so I was like,
Oh, yeah.
okay, gotta make it like a number where we can get a decent sized video out of it, but it's not like overly long.
It's
Right,
the
no.
16 to 16.
Yeah.
So yeah, anyway, so the last round was the winners of the brackets, leading up to the actual winner. So the winner overall on the Seinen Manga that deserves more love was Makoto Finland Saga.
And like I agree with this take, right? And I think this was the last one I saw before I deactivated my Twitter, and I voted for him, if I remember right, because
I
like
have not voted once.
I see our channel's Twitter like once every 8 posts. It feels like, which I made us a Blue Sky. I'm signed into Blue Sky because I was like my exile from Twitter. So like you can find that I pretty much run that account over there, and most of the guys are over there as well. But
You can get once a month.
but like with everything that we ran down through this, like out of all of them, I feel like this is the author that you need to look out for the most because he's wrote a masterpiece. Like I was genuinely shocked when I first watched the anime.
Yeah,
And-
absolutely.
Something that I said before the stream started was Vinland Saga is like the only series where I say start with the fucking series. Start with the anime.
Oh yeah.
And not with the manga. Season 1 is just better than the original manga.
No, 100%. Because I went out and I bought the actual like thick boy books, like before they did the deluxe editions, which came out like 6 months after I started collecting the actual physicals, which pissed me off. It was such a first world gripe, But like, I feel like that first arc in the manga is so ungodly slow, and it's because it started so long ago too.
They changed the beginning. They changed the beginning even if you remember.
Yeah,
like
they did.
It starts with Thorfinn already being part of Asgard's crew, and then we know how his childhood was.
Yeah.
And we started with childhood, and that was just 10 times the better decision.
Yeah, no, like that's such a minor detail to change, but it made such a better flow for the series too.
But
whoever
directed that series deserves an Oscar.
No, literally, like
Absolutely.
I'm so impressed with like the animation direction, kind of taking basically a 1-to-1 for some of that fucking manga, direction as well. There's so great of movement that it makes you feel like you're actually reading it right off of the page, which is so hard to do. But at the same time, it flows so much better as a project in animation, especially those first few chapters.
Yeah.
Because, it started in that period of time where like authors weren't as susceptible to getting shit canned by their magazine like they are now. Even like for, a non-shonen Jump style series, there was still that risk of cancellation. And here you just saw like the actual like ability to cook in the manga versus, sitting there and have to rush out like the first entire arc in 5 chapters. Because by today's standards, that's what you would have gotten.
Yeah.
Have you read the Vinland Saga? The original Vinland Saga?
The actual manga that we got or the one shot?
No. The manga Vinland Saga is based on the Vinland Saga.
Oh no, like the actual story? No, I didn't.
The actual story is like I can just recommend it. It's great.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's just a sad thing that it's just a sad thing that we know how the series ends.
Well, I mean, it's historical battle, so like
and I like how he's already showing it, and it's already started with like it ends with everybody dying, and I think that's just sad since I started to love all those characters.
Yeah, why did you spoil that for me?
That's
because it's like history.
Have you read history books, Luke?
I have not read the history books of the Finland Saga.
Literally,
It's Viking culture.
Literally, yes. I mean, he's British. They were the enemies. Of course, they're not being taught.
Revisionist culture.
How dare you?
Colonizers.
I'm gonna be like Forfen's uncle when he's first introduced, and how he just throws that axe and it just slices through like multiple people's arms as it's flying through the air.
That's what your culture did.
No, like the truth is, this is literally the Vinland Saga, and in the exact time period the Black Pest starts.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
But it's
like-
literally based off a culture, just like Vagabond is. Like,
Okay.
It's a historical story. So you kind of know.
Since the first chapter, we knew how it ends with everybody dying. In other words, heck, the merchant who told the story about Vinland, Leif Erikson. He was already like referencing SpongeBob and shit like that. He has his own holiday, the Leif Erikson Day.
Ah, interesting. Well, he's one of my favorite characters in the series. I've got to say, going back to what you were saying, Vex, about them rushing like the first. Can you imagine? Because Canute literally went from a character that I was like, I'm not really sure about this, to like, oh my god, I love this character.
He has one of the best character development.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
like,
I was just like,
crazy.
but can you imagine if they just rushed like him going from this like timid, weak, unassuming guy to like just the most like ruthless badass ever? It's like you'd be thinking like, where did this come from?
That's exactly what we would get, though. Like, let's be real here. If we were publishing this today, that's exactly where we would get. And that's the unfortunate reality of how this art form has been done. But like, it's how do I word this without sounding like a dickhead?
We are in an era where we need to have fast pacing, and something like Vinland Saga, which starts with a rather slow pacing, would not work with day and age.
Yeah, it's the same logic that a lot of people have about One Piece, and even Oda himself confirmed, like, yeah, it would never last in this day and age because he wants
Which
to
is
set up so much stuff.
crazy. It's crazy to just imagine that.
I mean,
it is and it isn't, because you could see that trend starting with Dragon Ball Z, right? Where like you were wanting more and more escalation without a lot of payoff, with the past like the Android saga, right? Where like no consequences existed anymore. And now look to Dragon Ball Super, where there are fucking zero consequences for anything really, but still universally beloved because you've had that attachment to these characters for 30, 40 years. The same thing can be said about like One Piece. Like now, obviously, if we were having like a One Piece Kai or a One Piece Shippuden, you know, even though Oda's come out and said like that'll never fucking happen, he won't be at risk of it getting axed because we've had all this time with these characters. And that's kind of like why Boruto still, despite my feelings towards it, is still successful. You know,
sadly.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, we literally see that already happening with like and people hate if things are like rushed. People didn't like Kai. People do not like the new episodes of the One Piece anime, which are like just like a remake of Return to Zabodian Fishman Island. People dislike them for the fast pacing.
But like it's not even like new episodes. It's just like a special event until the new season starts, right?
Yeah, because they've gone on hiatus for 6 months, which.
And they recap like the most budget arcs in the series during that time.
Yeah.
So like,
but what I feel like what we really need is even though I know it's not going to happen because, like you said, the attention span. I feel like we really need more of those stories that just take their time, that have characters breathe for once.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, don't have it be like to give an analogy from what Nostalgia Critic said about The Dark Knight, like the entire last half of The Dark Knight film is one long climax. Can't we just breathe for 5 minutes? Mm-hmm. And nowhere is this more apparent than when we got the cultural festival arc in My Hero Academia, where that was downtime and everybody hated that. It's like, just let the characters breathe for 5 seconds.
Oh yeah, no, like it's crazy. What do we say would be the series that we would add to this if we were going to redo it?
Good question. I wouldn't. Maybe the only series I would maybe it would be like Centuria, if we count it, because like mostly written like a seinen in a shonen magazine.
Centauria.
Yeah, from Shonen Jump Plus. But other than that, I wouldn't have really that much to add. I think seinen just way too broad. We like mostly had like this gritty, hard, epic fantasy or like historical epic series. But we are like missing like the whole other like bunch of sides. More similar,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
100 girlfriends shit. So like
Yeah,
I don't
no,
even
like,
know where to start with this list to add things.
I feel like if I was going to add something to it, I would add like Soloist in a Cage, but that's such a short series too that I don't even know if it would be considered for this, right? But I feel like
Yeah.
that is such a fucking flash in the pan success in its storytelling and how it actually, goes through that plot.
Maybe the only so like of course you could say Doro Hedero because like Chainsaw Man fans here.
Yeah.
One Punch Man would also fit the criteria and seinen, but like I think the only one who really deserves to be added here is Uzumaki.
Yeah, no, like I would agree with
I
that.
think
Like
Uzumaki and
Doro
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Hidoro is such a fucking clusterfuck of a series to begin with because like Q is such a bizarre person, you know. Like
Yeah.
I was yesterday years old when I learned that they had actually worked on Shadows of the Damned, and that's one of my favorite games of all time. I had no fucking idea that they had worked on that because like when I got it because it was a Suda 51 game, and I fucking love Suda 51, right? I had no idea until I got the email of like the Hella remaster came out, which I completely forgot was even happening. Because life has been such a clusterfuck the last couple months that I saw like, and these people had worked on it, and then there was Kiyoshida. I'm like, what the fuck? It's not on their Wikipedia. It's not on like any of their actual shit. But apparently they worked on Shadows of the Damned. So that was something to learn randomly at like 2:00 in the fucking morning. But like Dora Hidoro is like Muscle Mommy the manga, and I love that.
Yeah. For me, because I haven't read it yet. But I'm going to read it. It's on my list. And that's why I didn't consider it. But if I was to do it after I read it, I would have put Boichi for Sunken Rock.
Could I even recommend Sunken Rock after reading Dr. Stone?
No, I would like 100% say if you want to see Bushy's art, always read Dr. Stone.
Yeah, because Sunken Rock is such a mismatched of a series, to be honest.
Like we are also like missing Pluto.
But like we have
We had Uwasara on here, who was the mangaka of Pluto as well.
Yeah,
and Pluto was just a Astro Boy, retelling essentially.
I think we
It's
should
great
have
series.
the Boy in the Abyss author, Minami Ryu, on here. I just want to talk about Boys in the Abyss, alright?
That was a good
But,
series.
That seems this is done to
Wait,
me.
did you say Boys in Abyss or Made in Abyss?
Boys in Abyss. Boys in
Boys
Abyss.
Abyss. But yeah, I feel like but I've not read the manga. I've only watched like the first season of the anime. I mean, I could have suggested like Made in Abyss.
No, not touching that with a 1,000-foot pole. Red good. I'm not.
I like Made in Abyss. It's a great series.
I mean, another series that we could have definitely included was Record of Ragnarok.
No.
Light show?
No. I'm talking about like the manga, just the manga in general.
The mangas, no, literally, I'll be honest, like, no. Like,
Yeah.
there's nothing to talk about. Oh, look, great fights, except the last 4.
Yeah. Wait, there was one other. Just bear with me. There was one other series.
How the fuck have we forgot Terraformers?
Because it just slipped my mind. That's why.
Red, I say, Vex, have you read Terraformers? Please say you did.
I think we've lost Vex for a moment.
Vex
But
is
yeah,
literally dead.
yeah, it just
Terraformers should have 100% been on with this. Fuck my life. Why didn't I recommend it? Shit. It's my fault.
there was one other one that but I couldn't put it on the list because it wasn't Seinen. But I probably would have done just for a meme, Kaiju number 8, because it's like, what do you say about that series?
Kaiju
Like,
That it doesn't need to exist, that it should never have gotten as popular as it did, that it is an absolute pile of dog shit, that I hate that the fandom is actually defending it, but also fighting about it. That nothing that series ever does or will do will ever make me give a fuck about it.
I like this since the
Yes,
beginning.
Anarbor, I did read Terraformers years ago.
Nice. I liked Kaiju number 9. Kaiju number 8, sorry. I liked it in the beginning. I think it drastically fell down as
I gave it
as much
a
as
volume.
Chainsaw Part 2.
I
like
gave it
more
a
than the
volume,
volume.
but
I
like
like more than the volume.
it just did not do anything for me. The way it was
I
hyped up to a
think-
Kagurabachi level, but
I
never
think-
paid off.
Kaiju number 8 is just a 1 billion times worse Terraformers. Like,
Yes.
looking at side by side, what the fuck is 100% true.
No, like
I
you're right. Like it's just a worse Terraformers, and like that's saying something because Terraformers was decent enough for its time period, but if it got made today, it would have never lasted.
I think it was still fucking right. It would 100% have like the same fan base as like a Record of Ragnarok. It would 100% work. Especially like with like the Elon Musk looking shit like that.
what I'm
He's
I'm
laughing
curious.
because he knows because they know I'm right.
I'm curious. I'm curious, Vex. Would you say solo leveling is seinen?
No, because it's
No.
Korean.
Okay.
It's
All
a
right.
manga.
Well, like that is literally the only reason I would. If it was made in Japan, I would say it would be sending. But because it is Korean, I can't.
Even though
justify
no,
using
I think it's 100% like directed and it's a younger demographic.
Okay.
You're
100%.
right to a degree, but I think it touches on the darker subject matter to a sending level.
No, it doesn't. Then one example.
The entire depression arc that we got right at the end of the anime, which is exactly what I've been watching. I haven't read it.
I do not know what's happening currently. I do not watch this shit.
Yeah,
I've read it.
Yeah, it got to about, I would say, the 75-ish chapter by Webtoon standards. Just judging by the pacing.
Just tell me what happened in the last episode.
It was where they were doing the massive backstabby fight where all the powers got unlocked, where you had the fucking soundtrack in the background that everybody was flaming about. Yeah, that was the finale.
He still has yet to say what happened, really.
No.
He just described
Not
the
much,
episode,
not
in the
much.
background.
Yeah.
But it was also
Dude, it was what, 7 months when the anime ended?
yeah.
Literally,
I've had like
we-
whole life. I've had whole life arcs since that anime dropped, dude.
I'm gonna say it right now. I've recently watched which is also a seinen manga, Some 100 Bucket List of the Dead, and I remember more about that than solo leveling.
That is entirely fair. Like,
because that's a good
dude,
series.
like I love Solo Leveling's art direction and choreography, but like from the actual like story perspective of it, it does feel like a generic battle shonen. It's power creep the manga or manhwa in this case. And that's why it's so popular, because it gives people a feeling of like that early Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, no,
I think,
it's
yeah.
100% power fantasy, nothing else.
Yeah, and I would honestly like to sit down with someone who really does absolutely love that series. Say like, okay, why do you love that series?
Because
when-
it's Dragon Ball the manhwa. Like that is what we'll say.
Besides that, like what have the side characters done?
What side characters that matter?
Yeah, what side characters actually do matter that are not called main character?
Like there's really no Tien, there's no Vegeta, there's no like anything like that to keep you. It is just one character and it's fucking power fantasy.
Mhm.
But like I love the art direction, I love the choreography of it, I love the soundtrack, but like it's just another generic shonen to that.
Yeah.
The only thing I would say is like it does at least attempt to do like a better job of touching on more like depression and the actual like what comes from being overpowered, right? Which you don't get from a lot of like the isekai style shows.
I say One Punch Man that does it like 10 billion times better job.
Oh, for fuck's sake, yeah. But like also the community also is hating on One Punch Man at this point because I guess it's not good enough. Like
No, I can explain to you why we hate on One Punch Man, because I'm one of those haters.
okay, go.
Okay,
You
go
did say it was one that you would put on here.
Yes, because I like to hate about it. So like imagine you are reading like a monthly series.
Mm-hmm.
You have got like you're like, oh, tomorrow is coming, the new chapter comes out. I am so hyped because we ended on a cliffhanger. The new chapter comes, he's going to redraw the last 10 chapters again for the 10th time.
I hate this.
He redraw the Saitama vs. Garo fight. We have 2 different versions of it because he redrew the whole fucking fight because he didn't like it anyways. And then he had like 10 more steps before the fight now starts, which he added in the redraw.
Wow.
Oh my fucking god.
This
I heard
is why
about
we
the
hate-
redraw.
Yeah,
like I
this
heard
is
about
why
that.
we hate on that currently. Deservingly, in my opinion.
But anyway, like I was saying, some 100. I did what I saw of the anime. I was thoroughly impressed. I did enjoy the ride that I got with that.
It's a great series.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
like
no,
it's modern
basic-
day High School
Oh.
of the Dead.
I would have said
it's worse than High School of the Dead.
actually I would have said it reminded me more of Shaun of the Dead than High School of the Dead. Which is like a comedy parody zombie movie about a average working class guy who gets involved in the zombie apocalypse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But you want to know what's funny,
Yeah, and
Vex?
why didn't we put High School of the Dead in this list?
Because it never finished.
Because the author died, but still.
Yeah, because I was like, because at the time I was thinking like what to include, and then I was like, no, I've got to narrow this down to series that I, even though I've not seen them, I at least can talk about them. Like I know the general concepts of them, even ones that I've not seen. But yeah, what I was gonna say. You want to know what's funny about some 100 Vex?
What?
Okay, I watched it dub, and you remember that like really assholey abusive boss that Tendo has.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's voiced by the same guy that voices Oikawa in Digimon Adventure 2.
That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
I would
I
not
just
have ever thought about that.
that is just so funny to think about.
Like I don't really pay too much attention to like what the voice actors have done previously anymore because like
Fair enough, but it's just funny like when you actually do look at it, it's like, wow, that is hilarious to think that character is also voiced by same guy that voiced this character.
I think it's because I've just disconnected a lot of myself from the fandoms at this point, which is a blessing and a curse when you do what we do. You know, like before I deactivated Twitter, most of my feed was just music related because that's kind of like where my focus is mostly. So the algorithm overwrote where I was getting all the anime and manga talk, and I just like, well, now I just don't really have a lot of access to that, and I don't want to go out and seek it again. But like when you break down things like Barbara Goodson voicing like Turbo Granny,
yes, I was just like,
like, that's fucking hilarious to me. Like,
but actually,
a little kitty cat.
But actually, that makes a lot of sense when you really think about it.
Oh yeah, that's the same character basically.
Yeah, Turbo Granny is basically like an X-rated version of Rita Repulsa, essentially.
Let me gobble them balls, boy.
Now I just really want to do like get Turbo Granny's dialogue and just put it over Rita Repulsa.
Dub it over the fucking wedding episode. It'd be hilarious.
Yes, because you want to know because I've also been like going through
Watch
Power
that get
Rangers.
copyrighted, multifaceted.
I've been going through Power Rangers with someone else for the first time as well in another
God help
in
their
another-
soul.
yeah, and I've made the joke that the underwear that Lord Zed wears is a chastity belt.
You know, given Cosmic Fury, it maybe is.
So just point that in the wedding episode of "Give me your balls," even though they're blocked with that belt.
Crazy. Like
Yeah.
Dandadan is that fucking nugget in a steaming pile of shit to me. Like I'm so glad that that got made when it did, because like that was the perfect time for that to come out of Jump. You know, because there was nothing good coming out at that time, and then that just dropped. I'm like, well, thank you. Yeah, it's something to keep me focused on this magazine.
Yeah.
'Cause fucking hell.
Stop following the magazine like I did.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. Like I read maybe 4 manga a year at this point. But
Manga's
like,
not just shonen Jump. Some people just do not understand that shit.
oh yeah,
Just
no,
stop
like
reading
100.
that fucking magazine and just go out and read other great shit.
Yeah, no, that's kind of how I had started reading things like Record of Ragnarok when we were doing the manga streams. It's like, well, let the community fucking recommend shit. And then life happened, and then life happened again, and I stopped doing them.
Yeah, and that's fair, but anyway, I think we should start wrapping up this stream because it is
Yeah.
getting to 1 hour 45-minute mark. So
Because
yeah,
I'm
this
already
was
sleeping.
and you really need to get to bed, Ann Arbor. So we'll wrap it up quick. So yeah, this was great to talk about the Seinen manga. Go and check them out if you want to. I would personally recommend most of them. And I will probably recommend only 2 or 3, and Vex would probably only recommend like say 2.
Yeah, probably.
I am only recommending Berserk and Vinland Saga.
Of
Yeah,
course, of course.
I would say like Vinland Saga, Berserk, obviously. I would recommend Monster. Those are all good series.
Yeah.
Obviously, like we've talked about a bunch of quality shit here. Like Hellsing is like an all-time classic. Akira is as well. I'd recommend more than 2. I would definitely recommend watching the movie of Akira over reading the manga. No, that's divisive in the community, and definitely watch like the newer dub of Ava, which is even a more divisive take. But you can suck on my nuts.
Yeah.
I just genuinely say go out and research what you will actually like out of this list, because even I haven't read all of this or even given an attempt to read some of this. I would love to do a shoujo/josei one of these because I'm more versed in that, ironically, than Seinen. So
I would have to read a bit more shoujo
Throw-
before
throw-
getting into
Throw
into
2
that.
soldier mangas out which you are reading, which you like.
What?
For me,
Yes, go on.
so out of the shoujo josei right now, I would throw in probably Madoka Magica. I would throw in Nana. I would throw out a Sailor Moon recommendation, the classic, and that would be like the starter bracket right there. I would
All right.
Yeah,
also
I can-
vote for Nana.
So-
Out of that.
100% go. Like I can throw in last game.
Yeah, for me, the 2 that I would say I really like from the shoujo manga demographic would be a series called Girlfriends, which is only like a short 35 chapter series, but it's just basically about two girls falling in love and
Yeah.
just like developing that relationship, which was really sweet. And then there's another one called So Cute It Hurts, which I do recommend.
If we want to watch the community squirm, I'd throw out Citrus.
Oh fuck! Shut the fuck up, bro. Like, what is wrong with you? Why have I?
No. If we want the community to squirm, you know what we throw in? Kiss Exis. We throw in Kiss Exis.
Anarbor was plotting both of our deaths right now.
Yes, he is. But yeah,
Literally,
so
shut the fuck- I'm not plotting anything. I'm a normal human being. If I do not plot, I throw nukes.
so yeah, I would probably have to read a few more shoujo
That's
before
fair. That's
before
fair.
I get into the list. But I'll read some if you
That'd be fun.
would recommend them facts, like what
That'd
you
be
would
fun.
recommend.
I'll dive through my list. It'll take
Okay.
a while to actually get anything else done over the next few weeks. Anyway, we got more important things to do than another one of these tier lists. We can
Yeah,
probably do
that's
that at
fair.
the beginning of the year.
That's fair. That's fair. So yeah, until next time, whatever we do next time, peace.
Peace.
Adios.